Hello creative friends, this is Joy coming to you with another art journal page. So this journal is my Dilutions 8x8 journal that I got fairly recently that I've been working in. I did a video showing how to do or ideas for doing several different types of backgrounds using stencils and spray inks. And so this is just one of the backgrounds that I showed in the video on how to do. And I just sprayed the page with some golden spray inks, rubbed it with a baby wipe to cover the page, and then through a stencil I sprayed some orange and some green. And I'll put a link to that video down below if interested. You can look at that. It shows you, I think it's about 6 or 8 different types of backgrounds. So I decided to do something with this background, and I wanted to do something with some modeling paste. So I grabbed a stencil, a Tim Holtz stencil that I had, and put modeling paste through the stencil, as you can see here. And it's just basic modeling paste that I'm using, and I really like it because it dries quickly. It's flexible when it dries. It's not like hard to where it'll start chipping and cracking off, but it's just a nice modeling paste to work with. So I really do enjoy working with this modeling paste. And then of course, I probably should have put down some wax paper or something to keep from making such a mess, but I didn't, and so I just here am trying to clean up with another palette knife any excess that I don't want on the page, and anything around the edges of the pages that I don't want there. So after putting the modeling paste down, I realized that I wanted it to be a green color. So I just took an ink pad that I had in green, and I rubbed it on the modeling paste after it was dry, and then a wet paintbrush, and just kind of went over the image to spread that ink around. This is not a permanent ink, and so it's spreads fairly easily. And so I ended up doing that on all of these images that I put on the page. I have used this stencil with the modeling paste on other projects, and one of the projects that I've used it on is tags, and I've had where when using spray inks, the spray inks will sometimes activate and kind of color the modeling paste. But it may be that since I had done this background some time ago and it was pretty well dried, that it didn't do that this time, and the images were pretty white, and I just didn't like the white color. So that's how I decided to go ahead and color the modeling paste here with the green. And then I just took a black ink pad and went around the edges of the page and over the top of the modeling paste, just to give a little bit different color to those images that I put on the page, and to kind of scuff up the background to where it's not, it kind of looks scuffed up, so I just scuffed it up more. I had this pamphlet about monarch butterflies, and I was going to put down the whole thing on the page, and then I decided it was covering up too much of the page, and that really, the main piece of it that I really liked that I wanted on this page was this part here, and it just talks about monarch butterflies. And then on the right hand side, I have a magazine image that I found in my stash of a monarch butterfly, and I thought both these pieces would look really nice on this art journal page. So I'm just using some matte gel medium to put down the image of the magazine cover here, and I spread it over the back of the magazine cover, and then as you can see here, I'm using a credit card to just smooth out any bubbles, and then going over the top of the image with the matte medium. One of the challenges that I had with this is some of the images is over the top of the modeling paste, which is dimensional, of course. So I was lifting up areas where it was over the top of the modeling paste and just kind of trying to add some extra underneath there to get the image to adhere to where the modeling paste was. And then going around the edges to make sure all the edges were glued down well. And so then after I get that glued down, I let that dry, and here I'm just using some glue dots to adhere down the other picture and text that I had cut out of the pamphlet. And I ran out of the glue dots, but luckily I had another box of them, which I grabbed real quick to finish up putting enough on the back of it. The paper that it's on is kind of a glossy paper, so I didn't think any kind of glue would hold that down onto the page well enough. So that's why I decided to use the glue dots. I wanted to do a shadow around this, but I didn't want it to be too stark, so I'm using my Posca pens to trace around it, but then my finger to kind of spread it out and, you know, take off some of the starkness of the black line and blend it in more to the background. And then I wasn't completely thrilled with how white this page was, so I just grabbed the ink pad and scuffed that up as well. I would like to mention that I'm not affiliated with any of these companies or these products. I just like to mention what I'm using for your information. I do art journaling because it's a creative outlet for me, and I really enjoy it, and I enjoy sharing what I do with all of you. So here I'm just using the Posca pen to trace around this magazine image that I put on this page because it seems to be blending into the background too much, so I wanted it to stand out a little bit more. But this is pretty much the art journal page for today. So if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button, or if you want to see more of my videos, you can hit the subscribe button, or you can leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. And I hope you enjoyed this video and that you got something out of it, and I'll leave a link to the video below on the backgrounds that I did in this journal. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you guys again next time. Bye-bye.